Have you decided that group lessons or group experiences are the way to go for you and your horse, but you're a little bit worried about how your horse is going to react or respond to being with other horses, especially in an open space? So out of the arena, on the trail, in the fields, doing all the things. This episode of Strides Revisited is from 2019, and I'm going to take you step by step through a foolproof way that you can help your horse become used to riding with other horses. Okay, let's dive in. As riders, one of the things I think that we find most exciting is the prospect of getting out of the arena onto the trail with friends on their horses and just sharing the experience. However, for many riders, the fact that their horse may not be as well socialised can be a problem. That's what I want to talk about today. Hi there, my name is Lorna Leeson and this is the Daily Strides podcast, the podcast for equestrians all over the world, helping you, make a plan for each and every ride so that you and your horse can move forward and you can actually do the things that you want to do, such as getting out of the arena, as is the case today. Each and every week we take a different topic to do with horse riding. We break it down into smaller pieces, little easier steps for you to manage so as you can actually make it doable for you and your horse. We are all about the conversation between horse and rider. We're also all about the fact that it needs to be enjoyable for everyone involved, both horse and rider. And that's going to be a big element of today's episode. But what I'm going to do is, it is the new year as you're listening to this. We are kicking off the all new Rider Fitness Challenge. I would love for you to join us. So what you can do is you can pop over to equestrianfitnesschallenge.com. You can sign up there, you can join there. It is brand new for the year. We're going to be kicking it off on the 21st of January. Why not the 1st of January? Oh, well, we know what happens when things happen on the 1st of January. Not a whole lot. And I don't want that to happen to you. So we're going to kick this off on the 21st of January. I would love for you to be involved. It's absolutely free. So you can find out more over at equestrianfitnesschallenge.com. But back to today and back to socialising your horse with the goal in mind being that you can go riding in a group, on the trail, out on a hack on the road, whatever the case may be. You know, it sounds lovely, and when we get our horses initially, or maybe you're leasing a horse, or maybe even you're just going to a riding school, it's one of those kind of things we aspire to, isn't it? This lovely, calm, relaxed, and when we're on the roads and we actually meet a group of horses, it's just fantastic to watch, isn't it? It's lovely. But what often happens for many riders is there's a lot of anxiety there about how the horse is going to react with the other horses, and also then how the horse is going to react to the other horse's reactions. Ooh, that's a biggie, isn't it? Okay, and that's where I want to start off with today. It is so important to choose your friends wisely. Okay. No, that sounds terrible. But when you're going and you're going to bring your horse out into the road for maybe the first time, or maybe there's been a couple of issues and your confidence is not where it should be, I'm going to stress that you choose the horses and the riders, very important, that you're going out with, and you choose them really, really wisely. You want horses and riders, combinations of horses and riders that are confident, that are self-assured, that are relaxed, that remain calm under pressure, and also who respond rather than reacting, okay? If you're out riding with a group of people and horses, and this is horses and riders who tend to react rather than respond, well, that can lead to maybe some hairy situations that you don't want to find yourself in. And particularly, again, if we're looking at rebuilding confidence or building confidence for the first time, okay? So choose wisely. The second thing I'm going to suggest doing is practice in an enclosed space initially, okay? Now, an enclosed space, a lot of people think of an arena. Yes, practice in an arena. Get your horse riding in an arena. One of the first things we do with horses, whether it's a young horse that's been backed, it's a new horse that we've never met before and we don't know what the story is, or it's a horse maybe that's come off the track and is starting their kind of new career as a riding horse or as a pleasure horse, we get them into the arena with a couple of other horses. And again, we choose those other horses very wisely. And what we initially start off with doing is just walking. And what I find important is that the horse in question, the horse that we are socializing to the other horses, understands that the other horses are there and that the other horses are not a threat or anything, but also that the rider is in control, okay? So what you might find, especially now if we're talking about thoroughbreds or also younger horses, they tend to want to stay with the other group of horses. And initially people might say, that's great, I'll leave him there and basically let him run up so-and-so's bum, so-and-so doesn't kick, we'll let him run up the bum. That's not a great recipe when you're out on an outride or out on a trail or out on a hack and anything can happen, okay? Your horse needs to begin to build confidence in you, but also in a way that they know the other horses are there and that they know they're part of a group, but that their own confidence, their levels of confidence, don't depend wholeheartedly on the other horses, okay? So how I suggest doing it is spend time walking with the other horses. You can walk 2 or 3 abreast, spend time walking behind the other horses, walking in front of them, but then also spend time walking on the other side of the arena, away from the other horses, or walking as the other horses trot or canter past, okay? From there, take it out into a field. So horses very often react and respond differently in an arena. You know, there's a big difference between them feeling sand under their feet and feeling grass under their feet, isn't there? And what I'm going to suggest doing is doing your best to actually get out of the arena and out into an actual field, okay? So you're still in an enclosed space, but now it's a little bit more, well, it's like it's just risky, isn't it? You kind of get this feeling, you can feel the horses get a little bit more frisky underneath you, and there's like this excitement that's around, okay? So practice there, that's where I'm going to suggest, okay? I also want you to make sure that this is simple and it's also a non-event. So what I find with many riders, and this is a rider issue, not a horse issue, riders tend to dilly-dally, okay? They procrastinate. And in doing so, the horses tend to get a little antsy about that, and they would think, well, what are you doing? Why are we still hanging around here? Why haven't we just gone? The best thing you can do is to just make it a non-event, mount up and go. Okay? Don't keep checking everything. Don't keep talking about this and that and what we're going to do here and this might happen there. Talk as you walk, okay? Whatever the case is, but you need to make it a non-event. And my great suggestion for doing that is to lay out all the plans before you start and then just get going with it, okay? No hanging around, no dilly-dallying, no kind of fuffing and faffing. Yes, these are all words I use on a regular basis with my little people. Okay, but you know what I'm saying. You want to just get up and go. Very, very important, okay? Now, the next thing to consider is where is your horse comfortable within the group? So a lot of the times I see maybe there's a new horse and the horse wants to lead. They want to be out in front. And if the rider who's not feeling so confident about this whole situation and they keep fighting the horse and they're like, no, you have to stay behind so-and-so because so-and-so is reliable and he's great and you're going to stay there, okay? Again, you're going to stick him up so-and-so's bum and everything will be good. And the more they are trying to basically force this horse to stay in this kind of line or the position within the line of horses, the more frustrated the horse is becoming, and it is a recipe for disaster. Let your horse go where your horse wants to go. The whole aim of the ride should actually be to just socialise your horse to getting onto the ride, okay? So wherever your horse is happy, let them stay there. You can then later, once you're feeling more confident, and once there's kind of that charged energy that's in the air for that first ride and first few rides, once that has dissipated, that is where you can start then working on retraining your horse or reschooling your horse or just showing him different ways that you actually want to do things. And I would definitely suggest, you can't just let your horse do whatever he wants all the time, okay? But I would definitely suggest just for the first few rides, go and stay where the horse is comfortable, okay? Where your horse is comfortable, stay. Now, I say the horse might want to be out in front. Some horses hate being out in front. They are not leaders, okay? They like being behind the other horse. And if that's the case, leave him there. And then finally consider that some horses don't like other horses coming up behind them. It makes them uncomfortable. They don't enjoy it. They're not happy there. They're all the time watching behind them. You can see them at the corner of their eye. Where are you? What are you doing? Are you coming up behind me? Then leave your horse at the back. There's nothing wrong with your horse being at the back either, okay? So just keep all those things in mind, that let the horse place himself wherever he is comfortable. Now, if you're not sure where the horse is comfortable, obviously I'm going to suggest going into the middle, behind the horse who doesn't mind the other horses running up his bum, okay? Behind that horse with another quiet, gentle horse behind you that's not going to run up your bum and put pressure on your horse. And if he's happy to stay there, well, that's obviously the best place to stay for the first few rides. And then I'm going to suggest slow and steady for those first few rides. So very often there's this temptation, it's great, and it takes an awful lot of willpower to say no to it and to kind of hold yourself back, rein it in, okay? But there's a temptation to say, I'll test it out. Let's see what we can do here. And you see this open piece of ground and you're like, let's all go for a canter. Let's not, okay? Let's just keep it that those first few rides are going to be slow, steady, just non-events, as I keep saying, okay? They're not going to be anything special or exciting. They're not going to be thrilling. They're not going to be the sort of ride that you're going to remember in years to come, okay? But they are going to be the foundation to build for those other rides, which later will become more thrilling, more exciting, and the sorts of rides that you remember in years to come, okay? But the first few ones, just keep it slow and steady. I would say walking, a little bit of trotting, that's it. And this is again why, when we go back to choosing your friends wisely, okay, you want to make sure that all the riders that you're with are on the same hymn sheet, that they are with you in this, that they're not going to suddenly see an open stretch of ground and go, come on, we'll just go for a little canter, and it turns out to this absolutely completely out of control flat out gallop. You want to make sure that the people you're with realise that you need to take it slow and steady, and you need them to take it slow and steady and support you on the way. And you know what? I find most riders will do that because at some point they have either been in your shoes or they will be in your shoes in the future, okay? So just keep it really, really simple, really, really slow and steady. And then from there, after a couple of rides, when you're feeling more confident and when your horse is feeling more confident, you can then start to build up to the more exciting stuff. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Of course, I am going to urge you, as maybe one of your little goals for 2019, urge you to try and get out of the arena more. There's so much you can do on the trail. It is fantastic. You can still school, you can still work your horse. You just have to think outside the box a little bit. But it is a fantastic way for you and your horse to enjoy each other's company and enjoy the company of others. And just to, see the world from a completely different perspective. Finally, again, we are kicking off the Rider Fitness Challenge on the 21st of January 2019. I would love for you to join me, and you can find out more over at equestrianfitnesschallenge.com. Okay, I will see you next week. Have a great one. Keep well, and I'll chat to you soon. Be good. Bye. So there you have it. I would love to hear your thoughts on this and how your horse responds to other horses. You can let me know inside of the Daily Strides podcast online community over at stridesforsuccess.com/group. The link to join is there. And if you're feeling like, I don't know, group lessons might be a bit of a challenge, why not give Connection a go and do a virtual group lesson? We're going all in on the half halt, and you can join us for the group lesson on the half halt in November. All the details are over at stridesforsuccess.com/join. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Have a fantastic week. Keep well, and I'll chat to you soon. Be good. Bye.